Hey, what's up everyone? PersNikity here, moving on with the Alien Isolation Nightmare difficulty walkthrough, and we are now on Mission 12. And so luckily Mission 12 is really easy, so we're still kind of in the clear from the alien. If you remember in Mission 10, that's when we kind of jettisoned the alien off into space. And we're under the impression that, you know, we no longer have to worry about the alien. So luckily that holds in this chapter as well. So what does that mean exactly? When I say that you don't have to worry about the alien, I mean that you can sprint, you can shoot. Really the only thing you got to worry about in this level is androids. And it turns out that pretty much all of the androids you can just stealth past. There is going to be one section where you have to fight the androids. In particular, you have to fight about 7 of them, 6 or 7 of them. And I know that that's going to sound really hard, but it's actually really easy, especially if you know what to do. Now, one thing I'm going to recommend doing is try to have at least one pipe bomb in your inventory. So by this point, you should have accumulated enough resources to at least build one pipe bomb. If you don't have a pipe bomb, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. You can still get through this, no problem. But a pipe bomb does significantly help here. In fact, if you have 2 pipe bombs, even 3, you can kill all the androids with just those. But the good news is here, you don't have to rely on the pipe bomb. So you see I have 1 pipe bomb and 1 Molotov. So I'm in pretty good shape. And then I think it's in this level you're going to get a shotgun. Or no. So in the last level we got a shotgun. And if you remember, I told you to save your shotgun ammo. So in Chapter 11, I never used my shotgun once, and it turns out it's going to come in handy in this chapter. So enter in this passcode, you get it from the terminal that's behind you at the desk. And so yeah, like I was saying, Mission 12 is actually really easy. It's just a bit lengthy. There's quite a bit to do. I think most of the levels from here on out are gonna be somewhat lengthy. Maybe there's one that's kind of short, but for the most part, they're going to be, you know, longer than average. But yeah, Mission 12 isn't that bad. There's just there's a lot of stealth you need to do, and then like I said, there is one area where you do have to kill the androids. So there's no way around it. You have to kill them. Nevertheless, we will cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, you're going to start off in these elevator shafts here, and you just got to climb up. You know, this is like filler. This is filler material. What we're doing now has no relevance to the actual story. It's just something we got to do to get to the actual story. So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this walkthrough so far. I know that, you know, when I make walkthroughs for older games, obviously there's not that many viewers because the game has just been out for so long, and not a lot of people realize that my videos are meant to be more like playthroughs instead of walkthroughs. But nevertheless, this video has been getting more views than my other walkthroughs, so that's something I'm gonna definitely take note of for future games that I play. And I do have a lot of games that I'm planning on playing. We'll see if time permits me to play all the games I want to play. Anyway, you're going to come to this area here, and you're going to see a lot of dead androids on the ground. And you're going to want to be careful. You're going to want to go as much around them as possible. So you see here, I'm going to go around this guy, then I'm going to go around this guy. I'm going to keep my eyes on him the whole time so that he can't jump at me. And then once you're away from him, then you don't have to worry about him. Some of these androids can grab you, so some of these androids do look dead, but if you get too close to them, they can grab you. Usually they won't do any damage as long as you press the A button fast enough, but that's something right there. A lot of the androids will, like, glitch, you know, because this is where androids, like she said, this is where androids go to die. This is like the android hospital. So there's a lot of malfunctions, but don't worry. If you do things exactly the way I do them here, you have nothing to worry about. So what's going to happen, again, you're just going to want to avoid the arms of the androids that are on the ground. In this room here, there are 4 levers, and you have to pull all 4 levers to open the door. But if you do it in the correct order, you don't have to worry about androids. So check this out. First one you're going to do is in this first room right here. You'll see a pile of androids in front of the door. You'll see this android in front of it with his head nearly chopped off. So go ahead and do this one first. And so it's important to note that if you do this in the wrong order, some of the androids, or at least one of the androids, will come alive and will chase you. And so, obviously, if you could do this section with no androids, it's a lot easier. So now you're going to make your way into this large room, and there's going to be another lever right here on your right. So what I'm doing here is I'm just quickly looking around and making sure there are no items. And I think I didn't find anything, as is the usual for Nightmare difficulty. Anyway, the second of the 4 levers is going to be right here. So go ahead and turn this one. Now you'll see there's also another one directly to my left. That's the last one. That's the last one you're going to do. So go ahead and do this one. You'll note that, of course, there are still no androids present. So right now, if you want to look around for items or collectibles, you're going to have to do that now because you're not going to have a chance after this. So go into this room here, turn your flashlight on because it's really dark, and this is the 3rd lever. Now get ready because you see there's a pile of dead androids in front of the door. As soon as you turn this one, as soon as you turn it, turn around and sprint out of this room because one of the androids is going to come alive and you got to run. So sprint away as fast as you can, sprint all the way to the end of this room and go ahead and just activate the 4th lever. Now the android is going to be chasing you, so you got to do this quick, but if you do it quick enough, you don't have to kill the android, which means you can save ammo, you can save health, and make your life a lot easier. Take an immediate right at this door and go through the vent, and then boom, you just escape that android with no worries. And right here, there's going to be a short little dialogue.
For Sikhs and executives and synthetics only.
Right, then I'll have to find a way to talk to Apollo directly.
Biocontainment hazard level Omega. All permissions rescinded.
I don't have time for this.
Alright, so that was pretty cool. We got to see Samuels kick some android ass. Remember, he is an android as well. That's why he has the strength to do that. I wish I could go around just punching these androids in the face, but unfortunately we play a human, which means we can't do that. But yeah, so that section we just did, where we basically got through the whole thing without even having to worry about the androids, that's going to be the gist of this level. Every time there's a room full of androids, we're going to do an approach that allows us to basically sneak past all of them. Like I said, though, there is going to be one area where we can't do that, and particularly that area is coming up almost right away. So you're going to get to this room here, and you're going to see this creepy display of androids lining the hallway. For now, they will be lifeless, but as soon as you press that button, one of them will come to life, and only one of them, so there's not really much to worry about. Luckily, not all of them come to life yet. So again, if you have the ability to make a pipe bomb, make a pipe bomb, but if you don't, that's okay. You don't necessarily need it. All you need is, another thing, you might want to make an EMP. The EMP is probably more important than the pipe bomb. So you see now that I pressed the button, I'm going to slowly approach the door, and once I go a certain distance, one of these androids is going to come to life. So once he comes to life, don't worry, don't stress out or anything. Just lure him to the back side of this room here. So lure him all the way to the back and hide behind this desk, and then you're going to just circle around the desk, and as soon as he gets close to you, just sprint towards the door. So you see here, he's getting close, now I'm going to make my move. Don't worry, none of these other androids are going to come to life yet. So go ahead and just run through this door and take an immediate right, and if you do it quick enough, you'll be safe. The android will not chase you in here, and now you're safe. So now you're going to see in here there's an EMP mine, a free EMP mine. This room is a gold mine. They just gave you a free EMP, a free Molotov, a second free Molotov. There's even a third free Molotov, but I didn't have room for it. There's flashlight batteries. There's a second EMP mine. There's a third EMP mine. There's all this revolver ammo, and there's also a ton of shotgun ammo, which I didn't pick up yet. There's a med kit. There's 2 free med kits. So this room is really just a freaking gold mine. So go ahead and reload all your weapons. You're going to see that there's shotgun ammo right in front of me. I just don't think I picked it up yet because I forgot about it. But basically, we're going to use 3 things here. We're going to use the pipe bomb, we're going to use the EMP, and we're going to use the shotgun. And to be honest, you can even get away without using the pipe bomb, but just use the pipe bomb if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, go ahead and use it. And I did decide to use it. So go ahead and save your game. Do not run out into the lobby yet, because there's a little trick you can do. So first, to my right here, you'll notice that there's a blueprint on the ground for a Molotov, and then there's all these shotgun shells. So go ahead and pick those up. Those are going to be very useful because we are actually going to use those. Now, before going into the lobby, go into this room here. You'll see that there's a charge pack on the counter, but more importantly, there is a rewire system on the wall. So go ahead and activate that. Go ahead and activate that, and you're going to see that there's only one option. So go ahead and activate it. That is the gas line. So now what's going to happen is this doorway is going to be blocked by a line of fire, and so as soon as you go out into the lobby, all of those androids from the previous room are going to come in here and attack you. So here's what you're going to want to do. Either use the EMP mine right away, or do this. So watch this. I'm going to step up here. The androids are going to come through, and they're all going to get lit on fire. So that automatically does damage to them. I'm going to let about 2 of them conglomerate. I'm going to throw the pipe bomb. Boom, 2 androids are dead. Now I'm going to throw the EMP mine. Boom, I just hit all 4 androids. All of them are going to be frozen for a short amount of time. So now you can take out your shotgun, just walk right up to them and get a free shotgun to the face, and that's pretty much an instant kill. Now another thing you could do is you could try to melee them to death, but that's going to take a lot longer, so you might have to use a second EMP mine. So you know what, if you only have to use 4 to 5 shotgun shells, I'm okay with that. So just use the EMP, let them spaz out, and then go ahead and just kill them with your bullets. At this point, we've saved up a lot of bullets. This room gave us a lot of bullets. And there you go. Boom. 6 androids killed in about 30 seconds. Not bad. Go ahead and search them. One of them's going to have a key card, and that will allow you to move on. So I gotta say, before I started my nightmare walkthrough, I was anticipating this room, and I was really worried about it. I thought it was going to be really hard. But it turns out to be very simple. You saw that the pipe bomb was able to kill the first 2 enemies that came in, and then the EMP basically allowed me to just run around and one-hit kill the 4 remaining androids. And you might say that you don't want to use up the ammo, but the thing is, this room gave you a ton of ammo for free, so there's really no foul in using it. And you see here, you can even use a Molotov, and then you can pick up a free one if you want. So there are a lot of ways to kill those androids. I think the main trick is if you use the gas line before triggering them, you can basically cause them a bit more damage. But yeah, so that's a room that seems like it might be really difficult, but it turns out to be incredibly easy. One of the easier moments in the game, in fact. So yeah, so hopefully those strategies helped you through. Like I said, it's really not that difficult of a room, and you get a save location in the room, so even if you die, you can just respawn right away and alter your strategy slightly to make it work. Now you're going to come to this room here. This is the room that Samuels was just in. You'll notice there's another save location on the wall, but I didn't need to save because I literally just saved my game 10 seconds ago. So go ahead and come into this room here, and there's going to be another generator right here, so go ahead and turn it off. And once you turn that off, you'll be able to use the elevator to follow Samuels. So as soon as that's off, go ahead and turn around. You'll now notice that this elevator is open, and I think it takes you to Android Operations or something like that. I didn't see the full name. Android Orientation, I think, is the room it's called. Doesn't matter. Again, it's going to be an easy room if you know what to do. For example, there's going to be one room with motion tracker cameras, and if you don't know what to do, you might accidentally hit the tracker camera, and that will make it a lot harder for you. But if you know what you're doing, it turns out you can deactivate all of the cameras and basically just breeze through the room no problem. Before we do that, though, we have to do a slight bit of climbing.
Nothing. Just my shit on the station. Fucking.
Now, for the most part, this is just, it's not really hard, but you'll notice that there are these vents that are blowing out this, like, frozen gas right here. Obviously, that gas is going to hurt you, so what you have to do is just rotate your camera so that you can see it, stop, and then it obviously shoots off in bursts, so as soon as it stops, go ahead and just cross the gap, and you'll be fine. Now, when you get to this location here, you're going to see that you can't keep going forward. Instead, this thing will highlight yellow, and you have to jump down. And all you got to do here is cross to the other side. And then it's just the same thing. You just have to continue your way along this narrow ledge while making sure to dodge the gas vents. So you see right here, I'm just going to waiting on the world to change, and there you go. So yeah, then you just got to jump that gap there, and we are going to come back to this room, but not yet. So first you're going to go through this tunnel here, and you're going to come to this large room, and you're going to go straight down, and there's going to be a door and a save station. Ignore those for now. Don't go to them yet. There's a collectible right there if you want to pick it up. But before you do any of that, there's going to be a vent at the end of the room, and you can actually get another free item. So particularly a noisemaker. The noisemaker is an item that I haven't yet used in this game, but that's not to say that it's worthless. Basically what it does is you throw it, and it's like a little alarm system, and it can distract androids and aliens so that you can, have a clearing. And then there's 2 other items in there you're going to want to pick up. So this is a nice little secret room that it's easily missable, but it's definitely worthwhile to go in there. So on a side note, I'm kind of excited. My energy drink of choice, the energy drink that I always drink, is Rockstar Organic. It's actually a lot better for you than any other energy drink. So I usually have like maybe 3 or 4 a week, if that's like the maximum. And for a long time, it was only one flavor. Anyway, I'm going to come back to that because I got to focus on the gameplay here. You'll notice this camera sweeping around. Just go ahead and crouch and follow the camera, and then duck into this room on the left, and you can already see the rewire system on the wall. So go ahead and activate that to turn off the camera. Boom, you're good to go. So this area here, it has 3 identical rooms. Each one has a camera and a rewire system. And as long as you're quiet, the androids will not wake up. So as long as you're quiet, you have nothing to worry about here. The main threat comes from those camera systems, because what happens is sometimes the androids will twitch, and when they twitch, that will cause you to panic. And when you panic, you run. And when you run, you might accidentally run into the camera system. And then if you run into the camera system, the alarm goes off, and then the androids wake up. So as long as you do this properly, you're going to be fine. Now, you notice that there's these vent panels on the ground. I'm not going to use those yet. You don't want to use those yet. Instead, what you want to do is go through each room normally and turn off all of the cameras, because we're actually going to use the vents on our way out, because on our way out, there is going to be an android running around. So if you have to dodge an android and cameras, that's a lot harder. So if you turn off the cameras now, when you come back, you only have to dodge the android, and you can dodge the android by going through the vents. So super easy to do. Anyway, as I was saying, my favorite energy drink is Rockstar Organic. But for the longest time, it only came in one flavor, which was Island Fruit. Now, I like it. I love it. But a lot of people hate it. Most of my friends that I let them try it, they didn't like it. When I looked it up on the internet, a lot of people didn't like the flavor. But they do like the health benefits. It's a very clean energy drink, even though you might think that's weird because it comes from Rockstar. But it turns out it's a very clean energy drink, and the only bad thing in it is sugar. There's no chemicals, there's nothing bad. The only thing is that there's sugar, but the sugar is not high fructose corn syrup. It's actually organic cane sugar, which, of course, sugar isn't good for you, but it is a lot better for you than high fructose corn syrup. So anyway, my point is I'm really excited because I just found out that they made a second flavor of the organic Rockstar, strawberry. And I even tweeted to them asking them to make more flavors of organic Rockstar. So I'm really excited. The one thing, though, is I don't know where they're selling it yet. It might not even be in Arizona yet. But today I'm going to go look around in a couple stores and see if I could find some. So I'm excited. As you can tell, it doesn't take much to excite me. Anyway, so now I just turned off the third camera. And I'm going to go ahead and use the rewire system on this door here. And we're getting pretty close. We're getting pretty close to the end of the chapter. There's only, There's only 2 more small things we have to do. So you're going to come to this room here, and you can see that we finally caught up with Samuels.
Ripley, good to see you alive.
So you don't have to stand there and listen to him. You can actually keep walking. This room is kind of like a big circle, so just go ahead and follow the path. There's only one path to go. You can see there's a couple items laid about. There's also a couple doors. I don't think you can open the doors yet, because the power's not on, but don't worry, you can do that later if you want to. But anyway, this part here, there's no enemies to worry about or anything like that. This is more of just a story-related sequence. But you might want to save your game first, because even though there's no threat, it is possible to die in this section. And you'll see what I mean by that in a second. It's not hard or anything, but it is possible to die, so you might want to always just save your game. So anyway, Samuels is going to go into this room here, and he's going to get into this CAT scan looking machine, because he's going to try to he's going to try to talk to Apollo. Now, the game has not really clearly defined what Apollo is. Apollo is basically like the central mainframe, the AI, if you will, that is controlling the ship. So really what's happening is, you know, the ship has been acting weird, or the space station has been acting weird because the alien was on board. Now that the alien's not on board, the ship still thinks that the alien's on board, so Samuels is trying to talk to Apollo to tell it, hey, the alien's no longer on board, everything's safe, you can act normal now. So that's just a little bit of the story explained for you. I'm probably not doing the best job. But anyway, what's going to happen in here is there are 4 levers that we have to pull, and you have to pull them in the correct order, which is all that Samuels is telling you right now. Okay, so the first lever you're going to want to pull is right here in the corner. You can tell because it has a red wire protruding from the lower left part of it. So that's the first one. And again, if you do this in the wrong order, you will die. And so that's why you want to save in the room before this. So the next one's going to be directly to the right, and you'll know it's right because it has a blue cable. So go ahead and turn that. Really, you're just going to be going in clockwise order here. But you can go ahead and listen to the audio cues anyway. So the next one is going to be this one here with the green wire going through it. But you can see that there is a overturned gurney right here, like a hospital bed. And it's also, you'll notice that this generator is plugged into a wall. The reason that's important is because now that the lights are on, you can't see the colors.
The next one is plugged into a wall socket. There was an upturned gurney nearby.
Okay, so this is going to be the third one. It's plugged into the wall socket, and you can see that there's the upturned gurney next to it, so that's how you know. So the next one's right here. You can see the android lying dead in front of it, and you can see the floor panel behind it, so go ahead and turn that. And now there's only one more to turn, and that's going to be right to your right, so go ahead and turn the last one, and then I'm going to zone out for a bit, just a couple seconds, because I want you to listen to this little exchange of dialogue, which I think is really touching.
You're dying.
You talk like I've had an actual life. I thank you for that.
Samuels.
The Apollo transit is open. Once you get into the core, it will talk to you.
You did that for me.
I wanted Amanda Ripley to have closure.
Alright, so after that cutscene, you're just going to walk around this room for a bit until Ripley starts talking to Ricardo, and then once she starts talking to Ricardo, that's when the doors will unlock and you can go ahead and leave. And you're going to want to save your game just to be safe, so you don't have to do all that over again. But yeah, so Samuels is gone. Samuels basically gave his life for you. And I just really like that small exchange of dialogue because Samuels, you can see, you know, we've only had a few interactions with Samuels, but the way he talks with Ripley, you know, he said that he did what he did. He gave up his life because he just wanted Ripley to have closure. And Ripley, you know, being the good character, she treated Samuels like a human being. And that's a theme that you see in a lot of sci-fi franchises where there's some sort of android or synthetic robot or something. They always like when humans treat them like other humans. And so I don't know, I just thought that was a really touching cutscene. Now anyway, you're going to come back to this location here, and now we're going to use the vents. So go ahead and duck into the room on the right, take the vent, and you can actually take this vent all the way to the end of the room. And that's because now, on your way back, there is going to be an android patrolling this area, so you can see him right above me. But as long as you take these vents, you have nothing to worry about. So again, that's just a little trick you can do to make things a lot easier on yourself. So go ahead and take this vent. Again, it will take you basically all the way to the end of the room. You can still see that the android is walking above me, but there's no threat. There's absolutely no threat here. The android cannot get into the vent with you. So, yeah. So once you reach the end of the vent, go ahead and take a right, pull out your motion sensor just to make sure that the android is not directly above you. So you see that the android is kind of close to me. So I just decided to wait a couple seconds until the android left me alone. So there you go. Once you get the all clear, go ahead and jump out of the vent and exit this room. Take an immediate right. Go through that door, and then boom. That's it. That's all. That's the last threat of the level. You are now basically done with Chapter 12. You can go ahead and save your game one more time right here. Even though you don't have to, but again, just it's nice to get in the habit of saving every chance you get. But yeah, so now go ahead and run back the way you came. You're going to get on this little platform that will take you across the track, and there's going to be a short little piece of dialogue that you might want to listen to. So here you go.
I just found something here, an interview tape. You need to hear it.
Play it, Ricardo.
You're Marlowe, right?
Yeah.
I'm Taylor. Sector Exec Wayland-Yutani.
Oh, the big guns now, huh? Not some girl with abandonment issues?
Leave Ripley out of this. She's just looking for closure. I'm looking after Wayland-Yutani interests.
And I'm looking to get out of this fucking cell. What to do with you?
Maybe. This is being recorded. You understand?
I saw. Red lights on.
I want data. The location of the planetoid where you found the derelict. All data you have on the origin of that organism.
I can give you that. And a way off this station. You just have to let me out.
I can probably agree to those terms. What the fuck?
Taylor! Taylor, get me out of this cell right now! Get me out!
Alright, so after you call the Apollo transit, you just have to wait here. You just got to sit here and wait it out. It's only going to take a couple minutes, and then the transit car will come, and you can just take it right on into Mission 13. And that's pretty much it, guys. So as you can see, this was another nice mission where we didn't have to worry about the alien. If I'm correct, I think the next level is the same thing. We don't have to worry about the alien, but I'm not sure yet. I can't remember. In 14, we definitely have to worry about it. But anyway, go ahead and get in the transit car, and I'll see you in the next mission. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you get the chance. I hope you're enjoying the walkthrough so far, and I will see you in Mission 13.